2018 BMW 4 Series Coupe Review. The good points of BMW 4 Series Coupe: broad engine range, great all-rounder diesels, sharp, sporting looks, badge appeal. The bad points of BMW 4 Series Coupe: limited practicality, firm ride in M Sport models, lackluster four-cylinder petrols, steering lacks feel. BMW utilized to sell different body styles of that mainstream range under one badge, 3 Series. Except for this generation it split its core range along the middle to simplify things. From those beginnings came this two-door BMW 4 Series Coupe. It rivals German models much like the Audi A5 Coupe and Mercedes-Benz Class Coupe, plus left-field options such as the Lexus RC and Ford Mustang Fastback. Driver-focused. This model is centered on the driving experience, along with the controls are already laid out with all the driver at heart. Even though fits precisely the same dashboard as based in the 3 Series. There's been an intensive rework from the mechanicals though, and also the electronically assisted powered steering is sharpened to provide a more precise and responsive change of direction if the driver gets a bend. What helps to make the real difference will be the wider track, longer wheelbase minimizing center of gravity. In fact, it boasts the minimum center of gravity from a car in today's BMW range, and also this has an effect not merely on the stance with the car, however the way it drives. Choice of engines, gearboxes and all-wheel drive. There happens to be something for all here, even so the majority of buyers choose the frugal but feisty 420D, and then the ballistic land missile M4. The third most popular option combines both attributes. The 435D is fast when needs be and good on fuel too, and boasts strong all-weather ability as a result of its X-Drive all-wheel drive. This is obtainable on both lower-powered diesels along with the petrol 420i, but not about the higher-power 430i or straight Zix 440i. Equipment and technology. The 4 Series will come in 2 easy trims, Sport and M Sport, plus there's the common M4 then M4 competition pack. Standard kit includes LED headlights and back and front parking sensors, plus SATNAV that is standard in all of the BMW models. Boost the performance of the M4 together with the competition pack, and you'll also gain adaptive suspension, larger 20-inch wheels and specific tuning to the electronic stability control and mechanical differential. BMW 4 Series Coupe model history. June 2013. Replacement for that 3 Series Coupe on the market to order for October delivery. 5 trim degrees of say, Sport, Modern, Luxury and M Sport, which is available from launch in 420i, 420i X-Drive, 420D, 420D X-Drive, 428i, 430D, 435i and 435D X-Drive forms. February 2014. Expansion on the range while using launch on the 425D and 430D X-Drive models. June 2014, M4 offered to order featuring unique lightweight bodywork along with an upgraded interior. Power is rated at 431 horsepower. November 2014, modern specification discontinued. October 2015. A limited run of 30 M4 GTS coupes allocated with the UK with deliveries from March 2016. Power is increased to 500 horsepower, while weight's been shaved by stripping your interior, like the rear seats, and employing more carbon fiber components. Unique bumpers, rear wing and OLED tail lamps allow it to be even more distinctive. February 2016. M4 competition pack for sale with power increased to 450 horsepower, with further enhancements designed to the suspension and stability software, additional black exterior detailing, an M Sports exhaust and lightweight sports front seats. 428i models replaced by 430i, with 435i giving strategy to the 440i. May 2016. Improved iDrive infotainment control having an enhanced selection of online services. October 2016, Limited availability M4 DTM Champion Edition offered to order with power increased to 500 horsepower. Deliveries expected during 2017. Apple CarPlay available to the professional media system. January 2017, mildly facelifted range accessible to order for spring delivery. Styling revisions include new bumpers and revised LED light units front and back. There's additionally a wider collection of alloy wheel design, while inside undoubtedly are a smattering of chrome and electroplated details. Trim choices to the mainstream range are actually limited to Sport and M Sport, most not available operating engines, together with the powertrain lineup comprising of 420i, 420i X-Drive, 420d, 420d X-Drive, 430i, 430d, 430d X-Drive, 435d X-Drive, 440i and M4. Watch the total BMW 4 Series Coupe review to view why we presume it's the yardstick 4-seat performance car. Latest deals from Buiacar. BMW 4 Series 3.0 435i M Sport 2D. £20,465, or £286 each month. BMW 4 Series 435d X-Drive M Sport. £26,990, or £374 every month. See all deals on BMW 4 Series. Representative example, representative APR of 7.9% borrowing £10,509 over 48 months on HP type finance. The quantity payable can be £250 monthly. That has a total cost of credit of £1,483 plus a total amount payable of £11,992. Dennis Buiacar Limited, 3132 Alfred Place, London, WC1E7DPGBO915105 is usually a credit broker regulated by FCAFRN:667368. The verdict. This is definitely an exciting car-driven automobile. Even at beginners, some Series Coupe comes with a responsive and comfy driving knowledge about scintillating performance through the larger diesels without surrendering frugality. Despite similarities using the 3 Series, some Series is uniquely engineered by sitting lower, turning it into feel planted and balanced with minimal body roll. Considering what this car is, it conducts itself well. BMW 4 Series Coupe Review. A car for any budget and requirement. Best-selling 420d ticks lots of boxes. Ballistic M4 is included with 2 different power outputs. There are 6 mainstream engines available, 3 petrol and 3 diesel, with X-Drive all-wheel drive available no matter what fuel choice. On the surface of this there's also the standalone M4 model. No matter which you choose, the BMW 4 Series Coupe's performance is just as you'd expect, spirited but refined. Petrol engines. Representing the feeder point to the range will be the 420i, a 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder motor with 184 horsepower and 290 Nm of torque. It's not by far the most stimulating choice in the noise it will make or how it delivers its power flat and with a lack of punch, manifesting itself inside the slowest 0.62 mph use of 7.3 seconds. Still, it gets along alright and would be the cheapest strategy to select X-Drive. In reality it's the sole AWD-equipped petrol 4 Series. Be aware though, this version is slower still by 0.3. More interesting may be the 430i, although it's a 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder engine in spite of the badge suggesting something more exotic. The advantage here though is decent economy using a par together with the 420i, despite a hike in power. It's still not particularly vocal but a minimum of its 252 horsepower and 350 Nm of torque means decent performance. Expect 0.62 mpg in 5.8 seconds and also a strong mid-range. Our only complaint here could be the engine's character. It delivers its power low down being a diesel, so there's no enjoyment on offer revving it out for the red line. In which case, you will want to just receive a torquier, less expensive diesel. Finally, there's the model you select with your heart but not your head, the 440i. A proper BMW straight 6. This fabulous motor packs 325 horsepower and 450 Nm on an M4 Junior 062 mph sprint of 5 seconds. In reality, community feels more grown-up and mature than the total Phantom car, with performance you should use every day without worrying about getting for the wrong side from the law. Diesel engines. All of those are provided with X-Drive all-wheel drive, by far the most powerful 435D, exclusively so. Without doubt the most important seller inside UK range will be the 420D, is actually good reason too. It may be super economical, nevertheless the 4-cylinder diesel still produces 190 horsepower and 400 Nm, rogues at 1,450 revolutions per minute. Despite best in a range economy, they have the ability to sprint from 062 mph in 7.1 seconds. It's mid-range grunt which will hit home probably the most though, plus in gear the 420D should feel almost as fast because more powerful 440i. Next up would be the 6-cylinder 430D, a powerful all-rounder that has a 5.5-second 062 mph, a serious amounts of bags of mid-range power using your right foot, minus 258 horsepower and 560 Nm of computer. This is in conjunction with decent fuel economy along with a bassy, rousing sound through the tailpipes. For the final in mainstream 4 Series speed though, you'll want the all-wheel drive only 435D. It's essentially a diesel-powered M4 with 313 horsepower as well as an enormous 630 Nm, just flex of your respective ankle away. This finds its solution to the tarmac through all 4 wheels, meaning a 062 mph sprint of 4.7 seconds, despite offering an improved fuel economy than any in the petrol engines. It's a good potent mix, and inside the real world of narrow streets and congested roads, will feel likewise fast as the product range-topping M4. High-performance M4 Coupe. The BMW M4's performance is ballistic. The firm claims the automobile can sprint from 062 mph in mere 4 seconds with all the competition pack. It's 4.1 as standard, and provided you can find the traction, that's a figure we are able to well believe. It's the best way this twin-turbocharged straight 6-cylinder engine delivers its 431 horsepower, 450 horsepower with the competition pack that impresses by far the most though. A short inlet tract for that 2 turbochargers means torque is easily available. There's no let-up inside way the BMW increases its speed, only pausing for that briefest of gear shifts because speedo needle swings violently clockwise along with the numbers get higher. Certainly inside mid-range, as well as for overtaking especially, the M4 is devastatingly quick to accelerate. It enjoys being worked hard too, the exhaust note plus the sound piped into the automobile changing quite dramatically around 4,000 revolutions per minute, through an appetite for that red line rarely becoming of turbocharged cars. Though at lower speeds and open-up throttle there can be an engaging and addictive group of sounds from your turbochargers passing from the bulkhead to gearboxes. A 6-speed manual gearbox is obtainable across kids, as the smooth shifting 8-speed automatic might be specified for an option. The only exceptions to the are the 2 and all-wheel drive 430D models, as well as the BMW 435D X-Drive, which come together with the automatic as standard. It's a remarkable unit that will either blur its gears together effortlessly, provide punchy, rapid changes as well as surrender control on the manual paddles behind the tire. Modifications to 3 Series track width and ride height. Results within a low-slung, flat-handling coupe. Overall a really good drive, although slightly numb steering. This is not only a rebutted 3 Series, as BMW is keen to say under the metal lies a thorough reworking in the saloon's suspension and drivetrain components. The track is widened front and back, together with the rear axle now pushing the wheels out until now that the arches covering them are definitely the widest part from the car, plus it's slower and stiffer too. On the path you have a real feeling of stability. Several Series boasts the best center of gravity from the entire range, and also this manifests itself within an admirable absence of body roll, as being the car pitches right into a corner. The 4 Series responds to driver inputs with sharpness and precision, although there is often a tendency for doing this to understeer on the limit the top end, with the car pushing wide in a very corner, perhaps due on the prodigious grip on the rear wheels. In general terms, even though it's a really balanced car, if you want it there may be oversteer available. You'll need to be traveling rapidly indeed, or get a wet and greasy road, to consider any advantage of computer though. Regardless, in normal driving the 4 Series feels utterly planted. Along with the optionally equipped adaptive suspension, cars we drove behaved admirably during comfort mode, with little roll, pitch or dive displayed. The electric steering still lacks somewhat feel, but is well weighted, and also the optional sports steering varies the input required depending around the car's speed. Impressive M4 handling. This BMW M4 is definitely lighter compared to the old M3 Coupe, because of a roof, boot lid as well as the main drive shaft constructed from carbon fiber at the same time as bonnet and wings produced from aluminium. Savings are made within the seats, alloy wheels and power steering. What this means will be the BMW M4 exhibits some truly impressive handling traits, with agility and nimbleness that belies its size and comfort. Turn-in is sharp, despite the fact that understeer occurs if pushing on too fast in tighter turns. Together with the electronic stability system's deterrent, it's easily dialed out with the application of accelerator. In fact, the M4 is exceedingly well balanced, and people looking to play using the car's trajectory are capable of doing so easily with hardly any steering input, should you not watch too far for the right pedal, at which you'll need quick hands and lots of opposite lock about the thick-rimmed wheel to accumulate it up. Of course you may leave the soundness system started up, after which it won't let the automobile get out of shape in any respect. It is usually a frustrating experience though, together with the orange traction control light flickering away seemingly endlessly on anything, nevertheless the grippiest or smoothest of roads because the car cuts its power. A more effective compromise could be the halfway house MDM setting, that allows a certain amount of slip angle before reducing power and regaining control of one's wayward M4. It's the best in driver flattery, likely to impress friends and bystanders who can think you are controlling everything yourself. In comfort mode there's minimal body roll being experienced, but selecting Sport or Sport Plus soon changes might ties the M4's body down slightly tighter, rogues feeling almost completely flat throughout the bends. Selecting the same for that steering adds more weight, but no appreciable surge in feel, as well as in truth you're wise to leave this. Consider comfort mode however. Very similar layout to these series saloon. Adjustable, low-down driving position. Driver-focused design, quality materials and also a solid build. If you've sat inside the driver's seat on the firm's 3 Series saloon or touring, then leading pew in the 4 Series are going to be instantly familiar, featuring the clever trackpad-style iDrive controller allowing you to trace numbers and letters with the fingers for sat-nav as well as other inputs. The familiarity isn't a bad thing though. The center console is angled towards driver, plus the switch gear is neatly presented. It feels designed to last too, and whilst the molded plastics could offer more visual theater and drama into their appearance, they are mostly soft touch, the dash top being one from the most satisfyingly squidgy associated with a car we've sat in. Thanks on the excellent choice of adjustment from the seat, especially the optional sports chairs and tire, there's no excuse for not getting to a comfortable position. Helpfully you sense a fraction lower on account with the car's lowering of height compared to a few Series saloon. With the optional head-up display, entirely color, along together with the sharply rendered digital instruments, all on the information you need is clearly presented to you. From in the driver's seat there happens to be very little to criticize. Sporty car still offers decent comfort. Facelifted models include stiffer suspension. Quiet cabin is well insulated from noise. There's no doubting that BMW 4 Series comfort is some from the best to be had, in spite of the car's positioning to be a sportier model. Cars facelifted in 2017 boast stiffer suspension, We'll delay until we've driven one within the UK to secure judgment within the F83 has. Fitted using the M Sport adaptive suspension and left in comfort mode, a few series is perfectly good at dealing together with the drudgery of day-by-day life, experiencing all the expansion joints and potholes that motorway roads can throw in internet marketing. There's still an occasional call thump to be a wheel drops into anything, but it really never makes its way to the cabin as just a noise. Up front the seats remain as comfortable as it ever was. Nevertheless, it's inside rear that the most significant changes have appeared on the old 3 Series Coupe. It replaces, using the extension within the car's wheelbase, adding more legroom for rear passengers. Despite the sleek roofline, there's enough headroom to get a 6-foot adult to stay behind a person of similar size. It's particularly quiet about the move, even at speed, with minimal engine noise making its way into the cabin, until you are driving the auto very hard. In fact, there's little noise in any way, in either the form of wind or road sound. Along with such an appropriate cabin, we do not have qualms about covering an extended distance sat within the rear. M4 remains comfortable. This surpasses you would expect, especially using the adaptive dampers fitted. In Sport or Sport Plus mode, the vehicle's responses are sharper but on the expense of ride quality. Leave it in comfort, and configure the steering and throttle response with the same, along together with the ferocity of ratio swaps within the MDCT automatic gearbox. There are 3 modes due to this also, and also the M4 is undoubtedly an entirely comfortable and civilized car to potter around in. You do notice some road noise finding its way to the cabin at cruising speeds though, especially on the rear wheels, though the front seats are wonderful and low-sit. Great standard spec including Satanev. 2 trims to pick from, Sport and M Sport. Popular options including M Sport Plus package. The lineup to the BMW 4 Series Coupe is in fact simple and familiar. It is possible to choose between Sport and M Sport models and add a lot of options packages to make your vehicle your own. Standard BMW 4 Series Coupe equipment. Base spec is known as Sport, also it boasts a definitely not basic equipment list. Styling-wise, you will get 18-inch alloys, ambient lighting and a lot of gloss black trim, inside and outside. In comparison to its gadgets, there's DAZN climate control, Satanev and Bluetooth connectivity, plus front and back parking sensors and heated front sports seats. Finally, convenience features include LED headlights, front fog lights and tail lights, as well as a multi-function leather tire with red stitching. Upgrade to M Sport and you'll largely receive a fancy body kit plus plenty of M badges, but there are several physical improvements too, like 18-inch alloys as well as the uprated BMW Professional Satanev. For a start, 6-cylinder cars excluding the 440i gain a mechanical gearbox, while across the number additions add a black headliner and aluminium interior trim. Two-wheel drive cars gain M Sport suspension, while metallic paint and electric seats are added towards the more powerful engine models. Finally, there's the M4 that includes a spec all of their own, building within the M Sport trim. This incorporates unique 19-inch alloys and plenty of M-specific styling, including a wide body kit, stacks of badges, quad exhaust pipes, a boot spoiler and M-bucket front seats. Performance upgrades add a mechanical differential and M suspension that can help put its power down within the road, along with a carbon fiber roof to aid save weight. Optional BMW 4 Series Coupe accessories. Despite the Awachi higher level of standard equipment fitted to the 4 Series Coupe, this could not be a BMW whether or not this wasn't available using a dazzling variety of expensive options. These are largely arranged in packs, such as being the eternally popular M Sport Plus package, which adds 19-inch alloys, M Sport foot brake, Harman Kardon stereo, tinted windows, high beam assistant. Also worth a look would be the BMW Professional Plus Media Pack, that's liable to bring the larger, better Satanev, connected drive services, and also a color head-up display. Helping light the trail ahead are BMW adaptive LED headlights. These automatically switch between low and high beam depending for the traffic situation. Finally, there's the driver comfort package, which adds Comfort access keyless entry. Electrically folding exterior mirrors. Electric front seat adjustment. Extended storage features. Building around the M4 spec could be the competition pack, which adds lots of styling and gratification upgrades like 20-inch alloys, adaptive M suspension with specific springs, dampers and anti-roll bars and many high-gloss black detailing. The M differential, stability control and driving modes also obtain a special configuration to convert everything inside the M4 nearly 11. Rated 5 stars by NCAP much like the 3 Series. Standard LED headlights and parking sensors. Lots of optional safety kit to add into your mix. The incredible similar 3 Series on what it is based was awarded the entire 5 stars by NCAP. It's not only a car short on safety kit either, with a choice of systems designed specifically to limit the possibility of an accident inside the first place and protect those involved within the event of merely one. LED headlights and parking sensors are standard fit too, helping minimize the potential risk of a shunt. Driving Assistant Plus runs on the camera to confirm for vehicles and obstacles right in front and behind some series, and when it detects a collision it probably will prime the brakes of course, if needs be apply them without driver input. Around town the active cruise control with stop and go will adjust its speed and gap automatically in traffic, even bringing itself into a complete halt, which means you only need to operate the steering. Lane change and departure warnings will let you avoid any side-swiping accidents, and Active Protection now offers Attentiveness Assistant which monitors the driver's reactions and behavior and warns them of fatigue. Not an inherently practical shape. Taller adults will want leading seat. Decent boot space offered despite sloping roof. It's clear that when BMW 4 Series practicality is top of one's priority list, it's actually these series models that you can be looking at, or no less than a 4 Series Gran Coupe. Any additional doors and estate car body availability causing them to be more suitable for that task. However, that's not saying the new 4 Series falls down for the first hurdle. For just a start, much with the interior is carried directly over, so there's some cup holders and another cubby from the center console, plus the door pockets are adequate inside their capacity. There's an abundance of room for passengers back and front, even though the pair of rear seats are split by an additional useful cubby, plus the 4 Series Coupe is usually a strict 4-seater only. Behind them there's a 445-liter boot which can be well-shaped and allows decent access. Though if load lugging can be your thing, the 3 Series GT or Touring models undoubtedly are a better bet.